Tonight on the Three-Quarter Show, the camera equipment doesn't want to put up with our stuff. We talk about trains that get stuck in even more snow than ever before. And I once again get Northwest Passaged by the rest of the lads. Let's go to the studio.
What's up, guys? This is Heiss, and here we are for the season closer of Season 3 of the Three-Quarter Show.
The finale.
The finale. I know we're gonna miss you guys, and goodness, it felt like it took us forever to get to recording this and posting it. It feels like a lot longer than Season 2, but, you know,
We've all been just heinously busy.
It can be really hard to coordinate.
Imagine how long it took us to film it.
And I mean, it's a challenge. Like, I hate sitting with these people. They're like the worst people in the whole world.
I can't wait to leave.
I can't wait to, like, why would I play games with these people or whatever? So, anyway, as is tradition, I'm throwing a pen at Brett.
That was
several
the times
times
of my
over.
life.
It is. Reverse! We're sinking! We're crashing!
Next, you're going to tell me chamfer is what separates us from the animals.
Well, I suppose
Love
that
you,
the
Blobby
pen
hacks.
really is more dangerous than
Yes,
swords.
It's mightier than
Is it facing or chamfering? I can never remember. But yes, one of the two. One of those two things that are important in machining operations.
Facing, grinding, chamfers, fillets.
Yeah, if you ever want to do a collab and make a part
Even
for
just
a big
deburring.
steam engine or something, let us know.
Realistically, we love your stuff, and your silver solder work is beautiful.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you want to come
You
silver,
want to teach us how to silver solder?
yeah, silver solder and an injector line on a real steam locomotive, just let me know and we'll get you out.
We have a 2-inch Schedule 80 problem, child.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and its name's Peaches. Yeah. Anyway, all those things aside, today we're going to be playing Citation Needed, where I, this time, for the first time this season, which is very strange, out of the usual, I'm going to be running the story, a railroad story submitted by one of you guys, and this one was actually submitted after, like, in the midst of our first season of filming, actually, so I actually don't remember who submitted it. So if you submitted this story to me, please let me know, and we will pin you in the comments and give you credit, because I couldn't find you. Discord DMs, man, it is a struggle being involved with all these things. But anyways, you know him quite well, and his shirt is literally Mystery Citrus. It's Leighton Moreland.
I mean, it's not a mystery, it's lemons.
I mean, yeah, realistically, although lemons are actually kind of a mastery of genetic engineering, limes are really like, that's the native fruit, and then they were like selectively bred into being yellow.
Why would you want yellow limes?
Because yellow limes are tastier.
Are they really?
I don't know. I prefer lemons to limes. Like,
I mean, that's fair, I guess.
if you're
what
gonna
is
ask
a
me
yellow
for,
lime?
if you're gonna ask me for a lemon in my water or a lime in my water, I'm gonna go for a lemon every
Life
time.
doesn't give anyone limes.
Unless
We're on this show.
thrown it.
Except for this season, I know it's been so tragic. No limes,
It
but
has.
we're gonna
We're keeping account.
Yeah.
That being said, the Brazilian Caparina is delicious.
The real answer is I'm gonna have to buy a table for my bachelor pad so that we can record at my house. And my landlord better not be watching this. Hi, Rob, if you
Hi,
are.
Rob.
And I will clean any lime splatters from next season off. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Just don't, yeah.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine. It's
fine.
probably fine. Don't worry about it.
Probably fine.
Also joining us.
For just one time, I would take the Northwest Passage.
You can't escape
Farther and a friend.
Also joining us, he's one of the three people at this table that is not me that knows the song about the Northwest Passage, despite me being from the Pacific Northwest. Brett Weebold.
Salutations.
And together, the three of us make 3/4 of one idiot. And we're always in search of that fourth crucial piece to make us one entire idiot. And this season, for the last time, our guest has been Goose.
Quack.
Gooses don't quack.
Get out!
Sorry about that.
Come back here.
Bev will be our next guest.
Beverly, come here.
Bev would put us
get
over
the
the
seat.
line.
Bev.
There's a Labrador under the table that the cameras can't see.
Yep, that one might be.
Oh, it's true.
Yes.
Oh
God,
God.
the
I don't
weight
have
of
it. I don't have it.
Oh, look at this Bev!
Bev.
Look at this Bev! It's a Bev! Oh, Bev has the best Labrador energy. Like,
does.
I bet I love dogs, but Bev is just like pure chaotic good. Just pure chaotic good Labrador energy.
Hi, Bev.
She's a sweetheart. She loves everyone.
And much like her dad, she can't hold her liquor.
Well, that's why she's licking you.
Yep.
That's a lick him.
Oh,
Him.
limes.
I hardly
Limes.
know
Liquor.
We'll add that to the lime tally. Okay,
Anyway.
this time, citation needed, railroad story. I make them guess the points. If they guess it correct, they get a point. If they do something stupid, we're not throwing limes this season because we don't want to disrespect Mr. Moreland's house, which is fair.
It's full of fragile things.
It is. And so
Mostly
we'll
my
just
ego.
have a lime tally, and maybe we'll just every time that a lime's thrown, we'll just cut back to you getting hit in the face with a lime. That seems fair.
That's exactly.
Instant replay.
All right, gents.
Let's see that.
MXC,
Your MXC input. That's my favorite segment I've ever done on this show.
That was pretty good.
To think about it, you did that and you get paid for it.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. That was
Yep.
it's just a post. So, gents, it is January of 1952.
Okay. DeSoto's are still hot.
Yes. And we are going to be riding the city of San Francisco.
How useless and pathetic.
No.
Riding the city of San
The
Francisco.
entire city.
The train.
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
The train.
I thought you meant
Oh, I
the
thought we were
entire
like riding
city.
to the city of San
No,
Francisco.
the city of San Francisco,
Oh,
the train.
that's what I mean.
Okay.
Union
You-
Pacific.
He said
Streamliner.
UP.
It's a
It's a streamliner,
Yes.
but not UP, so no points to Leighton.
SP.
Points to Brett, yes. Southern Pacific train, the
was
city of San
that for?
Francisco.
Because like it was still a UP train. All the cars were yellow.
It was a joint train, was it not?
I mean, yeah, it was a joint train between the Rock, the UP, and the SP. Yeah, man, it was a joint train.
Okay, I will award posthumous points to Leighton because I didn't know that.
Yes.
I just saw the pictures of what we're going to be talking about where it had daylight PAs on the front.
And the yellow cars.
PAs are hot.
Yeah,
We like
yeah.
PAs.
So, it is Friday, January 11th,
Men only want one thing.
and it's daylight PAs pulling daylight cars. Yeah,
What's
pretty
the
much.
time?
9 a.m., Friday, January 11th.
Okay, so yeah, it's daylight.
It's daylight.
You walk into that one there, bud.
Yep.
Setup
They're in
was-
Chicago, so it's not. Apparently, it's Q time.
Boy.
All right, this is a big name passenger train, shared by many railroads. How many
Okay.
passengers we think? Brett,
100.
Goose,
250.
Leighton,
16 cars and 16 restless riders. 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail.
I don't know this one.
You must know City of New Orleans.
yes.
Oh,
Okay.
please, you do. Okay, good.
Is that your actual guess?
You know what? Realistically, I've leaned into it this far. I'll continue to lean into it.
So 16.
16.
So Price is Right rules, it's going to be Brett because they had 106 sleeping car passengers, 90 in the coaches, and they had a crew of 40, not 3.
I said 3 conductors, not a total crew.
3.
What else do you have on a train other than conductors?
Porters, cooks, brakemen, engineer,
Yeah.
firemen at that point in time.
But they're all the conductor.
Don't you know?
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Yes.
And, and narrow gauge never went faster than 10 miles an hour.
Right.
Yes.
Mango gobbles.
Sarcasm. Anyway,
I
so
totally
the
wasn't just
train,
doing the math on
train
that in
is
my head.
departing Chicago, and they're scheduled to arrive in Oakland at 9 a.m. on Sunday. This is Friday, and yes, they're heading to Oakland. This is Oakland in 1952. So is
That's
it
not
better
too
or
bad.
worse? It's
Better.
probably
Better.
much
Yeah,
better.
probably
Worse.
fine.
It's worse.
So
Worse? But
worse.
worse.
Boars.
Borscht?
Borscht.
Where's the borscht?
Oh, God.
How do I get demonetized? Leighton starts
Like
singing
that.
the Russian national
The
anthem.
Soviet national anthem.
Well,
What?
what is different?
Have you watched the news
Have you
lately?
seen
The difference
Putin?
is the words.
Details.
It's okay.
Anyway, train leaves Chicago.
Going 20 miles an hour, headed towards Indianapolis. If another train is coming at 140 miles an hour.
Stop it. No, bad.
Somebody shoot him. Shoot him.
We're how far into the episode? We're not even out of Chicago. yet.
We're not.
Or
Okay.
something.
I'm going to. We're gonna abbreviate some things. They make it to Nevada. What
wow.
happens when the train makes it to Nevada?
They stop.
Dust
Yes,
storm.
Brett, but why?
Haboob. Dust storm.
No.
Is that what that's called?
In Arizona it is.
Points to Leighton.
What do you say?
Snowed in Nevada.
Ooh.
Ugh.
So the train gets delayed in Reno because snow has been happening, everything in the Sierras, right? And so the train does leave Reno, continues on, but the snow, reducing traction, slowing things down, and a slide brings the train to a stop. They make it
And ladders.
They make it stop 13 miles west of Norden on the railroad. And it was almost what time? What time do you think they get stuck? They've been delayed a little bit in Nevada.
If they're into Oakland at 9 a.m., say they're 3 hours behind schedule,
I was going to say like
probably the middle of the night at some
10
point.
p.m.
10, 11 p.m.
Okay.
9 p.m.
3 p.m. on
3 p.m.
Sunday.
Oh,
They-
they're already
they-
very late.
They
they're
late.
very,
They very late. They got delayed in Reno for a while and then set off, and then things went.
Wait. So they came into Reno, presumably close to on time.
Presumably, it doesn't
Sat
say.
in Reno for that long,
And
And
then
then
took
they got
off.
snowed in.
and the conditions were so bad that they still get snowed in, and they still left Reno that late.
That is what the record entails. Yes. So the
These people are
railroad
doing it
run-
all wrong. They could have saved the time and got themselves stuck 6 hours earlier.
They could have. That really would help.
That is efficiency.
That would have been
Precision scheduled railroading, ladies and gentlemen.
So the train gets stuck.
Okay.
It's close to the then US 40, which is later more modern highway.
Okay. Is this
But,
on Donner?
I believe it's the very east end of Donner. Yeah.
Donaire.
Does the
Donner.
approach to Donner
Donner.
pass?
Approach to Donner at the very least. So what's the issue with being near the highway? Why would that be weird?
Would that be weird?
Yeah.
Hitchhikers.
No.
Snowplows just continually blowing on you.
Leighton's close, and I asked the question kind of poorly. Shocker. The highway was also closed
Okay.
because not only was the snow affecting trains, it was affecting the road. The only thing that could get over the highway were emergency vehicles from the power company that were trying to keep the power lines up.
Okay.
There's a glimmer of hope right here, right now, in a parallel right-of-way, but why couldn't they use it?
They can't get from the
I
tracks
was
to
going to say
the
they
highway.
can't move to.
Parallel right-of-way, railroad right-of-way.
Oh, it was the Western Pacific.
No, it's still SP.
Also snowed in.
No,
Is there no crossover?
I was going to say no crossover to it.
correct. Brett was first.
Yeah, he
Goose
was.
has no points, so I'm going to give Goose the point. It's an easy point. It was on the other side of the canyon. On the other side of the mountains.
Oh, great.
The other main is over
So
there.
we've got to unstuck ourselves, advance, then come back so we can be unstuck.
Yes,
Yes,
so that the
gotcha.
other side
I like
is
this
open.
plan.
Right,
Happy to be part of this
could,
plan.
They
that
have
could
to go
possibly be the
in
thing.
from the outside.
That was some. They have to go in from the outside. That was the thing that they thought about because the other right away was on the other side. Okay, that was open, but they're across the whole thing.
Right.
How do you think the passengers took it, being stuck?
Not well.
not well.
Surprisingly well.
Brett, surprisingly well.
It's 52. This seems like a time when people would be like, It's nature. It happens.
If we get there 3 days within.
I mean, presumably at this point they still have like food and water. It's not a life and death
Right.
thing. It's more an
So,
inconvenience.
The hamburger grill is still serving.
Hamburger?
I would like to buy an hamburger.
when I read through this suggestion and the links and everything, I had to delete a lot of fluff about how train travel was so much more grandiose and grandeur in this era, and it's so fancy. And it's like, okay, so they're still living the high life, like, oh, we're on the
Trains
train
don't
and it's
suck
great.
yet.
Trains don't suck yet.
God, I wish I could
And-
I wish I could crack open a Miller High Life right now.
Right, just to feel that vibe. So, trains were still cool. Trains were still fun. People were not too worried about it. But Sunday afternoon moves on, and Sunday
Into Wednesday
night.
afternoon.
Sunday night. Preemptive point to Leighton.
Oh god.
Oh God.
Sunday night comes down, and how are the passengers feeling at Sunday night?
Okay, but a
still
little
okay,
bit
but-
less okay.
The quote says the jokes stopped.
Oh,
People were no longer happy. What happens on Monday?
they run out of rum.
They're on to something.
Food.
Fuel.
Point to Leighton.
Oh.
The dangerous
On
one.
Monday, the diesels ran out of fuel, and the heat and the lights ceased. And then the passengers realized they were in serious trouble.
Like Zoink Scoop.
Like doing scoop.
Wait. So they've been. Where is everyone? Where are the
the train.
rotaries and the spreaders? And what?
They've been stuck for 24 hours. We're
And
back.
nobody's been able to reach them? How far out of Reno are they?
They were 13
Far
miles
enough.
west of some other point.
Oh, I thought they were 13 miles out of Reno.
Not out of Reno. They're
Oh,
13
okay.
miles west of whatever point
Like
it
in a
is.
day, you can't get a
yeah.
rotary crew 13 miles? Okay.
I mean, at this point, the city of San Francisco, 13 miles out of Reno, would have been like the tail end of it would have been 10 miles from Reno.
yeah. True.
Pretty much. So, as it continues on, like, they've been stuck in the snow for 24 hours at this point. And the passengers at this point are starting to question, like, do people know we're stuck?
Right.
Or is anyone coming to get to us?
Do they have comms?
We shall see.
Okay.
But what happens after they run out of fuel? Things are kind of tensing up. What next would happen?
The ice melts.
They run out of running water.
I'll give the tentative point to Goose. It's not running water that they run out of. It's that the froze.
Oh.
Oh my.
That's,
So
all
they
the
have
toilets-
no running water.
They have no running water in some cars. The pipes froze, right? But the toilets don't work or flush or anything, and
that's
that's literally.
Very.
Nature out there.
However, there was one gleaming light in this situation. What would it be?
They still have alcohol.
on the train?
On the train?
They still have alcohol.
Get food and water.
No. Specific, a little bit more specific to what are you dealing with in the snow? What would be really exciting to have in that sort of situation?
Massive snowball
Saber arm.
fight.
No.
A ski-doo.
No.
Snow cone machine.
They ran out of diesel fuel. Diesels have nothing. But what would still be relevant tech in the early 50s?
Steam.
I will give the point to Brett was first. It's not steam heat, but the stoves in the dining car were still fueled by coal. They were
Oh.
still coal stoves in that
okay.
era. And so they were able to serve hot soups, coffee, and everything because the diner didn't freeze up because they're still fueled by coal. Rescue operations had been underway, but they were at the mercy of the weather.
Is it still snowing at this point?
Yes.
A day later.
Yes.
Ugh.
So a relief train from Reno is trying to follow the westbound and break through from behind, and another one's coming from Roseville, California. How do you think the two relief trains are going?
Poorly.
Yeah.
Not well.
No.
Poorly, but describe poorly.
They're also,
They're also stuck.
They made it 20
They're
feet.
making progress, but it's very slow, and they keep losing progress.
I will give-
What's on the rescue trains?
I will give a point to you, A, for they're making progress but slow, but also a point to Goose, because Goose is the first one to say that they were stuck. The train from Roseville got stuck 35 miles from the stranded train by a derailed snowplow. The plows were derailing.
That sucks.
I mean,
their
that's part of the
plow
clause.
derailed, or they came upon a derailed snowplow.
They came upon a derailed
God.
snowplow, so it wasn't the first thing.
That's part of the course.
Really, I mean, railroading the winter sucks. We've talked about it. The first episode of this show was talking about all the RGS engines getting stuck in the snow. And this is the 50s on a class 1 of the 50s.
This is on one of the biggest transcon lines in the world.
In the world at that point. The SP was huge then. Insane. And here they are, suffering the same Mother Nature consequences that even the RGS was back in the day.
Do they have sheep?
But they don't have sheep.
Oh,
Mother Nature doesn't give a how much money you have.
So the two...
something Titanic type.
Oh,
I wasn't trying to go there, but
Oh, jeez.
All right. So the rescue trains are not going terribly well.
Okay.
What else would they try to reach the stranded passengers? on the train?
cars,
Sled
because they're
dogs.
yeah, on the freeway or the highway.
No.
Snowshoe.
Yes, I will give you a preemptive point
Sled
again.
dogs.
It's not sled dogs right now.
What do you mean right now?
Sled kittens?
I gave him a preemptive
Sled
point.
puppies
I
become
gave him.
sled dogs.
I gave him a preemptive point for Wednesday, and we're on Monday.
Oh my.
So,
Oh.
who else would be enlisted to try and help a stranded train?
Corps of Engineers.
Other railroads?
Point to Goose. Not the Corps of Engineers, but the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army, from the 6th Company in San Francisco, were enlisted. They sent M29 Weasels, tracked vehicles for mobility in the snow. Weasels.
Imagine you're just an army soldier, like hanging out on the Embarcadero, thinking like,
San
I've
Francisco.
got it made.
They tossed their snowcats on flat cars, sent them up as far as they could, and then they had to drive their way in the rest of the way.
Right. And the entire time you're up there chilling, going, I thought this
Chilling.
was an
They were
easy
chilling.
gig."
Right. Meanwhile, the railroad is still trying to open things up.
Okay.
Eastbound rescue crew.
Eastbound and down.
Out of Roseville.
Either out of Roseville. Plow gets cleared. They keep pushing. What happens?
They
You
do.
get stuck again.
They get stuck again. Point to Goose. They get stuck again. They get stuck again, but why?
Do they run
Snow
out of
too deep?
What's the power on this?
It doesn't say what the power is.
Do they run out of fuel/water?
They don't run out of anything, but snow too deep is the answer. Give the point to Goose. Snow too deep. They can't clear it up.
So is it a flanger or a rotary that they have on this?
It
Or-
again doesn't say, which is frustrating for us who really want these details, right? Engineer, his name is recorded, Roland R. Raymond.
That's a name.
Whose brass stop sign blue flag tag says "Rrrr."
Yes. Sorry, it actually does say he had a rotary snowplow and they stalled on the way up. So
Okay.
he had a rotary, okay?
Roland the rotary.
He stepped outside to a battery that powered off.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Time for a new battery.
The camera's fixed now.
As if there
fixed.
were no cut in time.
As if there were no cuts. Roland R. Raymond, engineer of the rotary, gets off his rotary after they've stalled. What happens?
Does he
starts
get
drinking.
stuck in the snow?
No. Kind of. But no points.
He starts drinking.
No.
Does he fall?
No. Well, kind of.
Uh-oh.
He's on top of a Mikado. He's gotten stuck in the snow, but it
No.
was so deep down, didn't realize it.
He gets hit by an avalanche.
Oh,
He is the one person that dies in this. Spoilers.
Oh, okay.
God.
Oh, poor Rrrr.
His,
What about Mrs. Rrrr?
it says
and Rrrr Jr.?
it says his body was recovered later.
By later, do they mean June?
Presumably. On Monday evening,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
the first group from the outside reaches the train. Before that, though, there was one other group that did reach the train, not necessarily from the outside of the railroad. Who would it be?
Not of Asians?
MOW.
MOW, point to Brett.
Lineman.
Yes, a section crew of 30 Hispanic workmen
See?
who had been working to clear the track before the train stalled had helped the passengers out. What did they do to help the passengers?
They build stairs out of snow.
I'm going to give Goose the point. It's not quite right. They shoveled out one window per car, which should tell you just how
deep
the snow is.
Oh,
and
God.
they did have a staircase/path to the mail car RPO, which is the only way to get in and out of the train.
Wow.
That is how snowy we talking.
Wow.
They provided daylight.
They
They provided daylight to the daylight.
To the daylight. Yes.
Wow.
The outside rescuers came in, and the first group that arrived outside, how did they arrive?
Snowshoe?
Via M29 Weasels?
No. Snowshoes close. Skis.
Okay.
Okay.
They came in skiing. They were led by a ski instructor. They had brought 200 pounds of food, medicine, and blankets, and got everyone everything they needed. Some people huddled together in blankets. Some people went to their compartments and locked themselves in to wait their time and all that sort of
Wait
thing.
for the sweet kiss of death.
Pretty much. So, speaking of the sweet kiss of death, what happens?
Well, nobody dies.
No one else died,
Nobody
you said.
dies, but what happens that were not good for people that locked themselves in their compartments?
Does everyone leave?
No.
Is it still cold?
No, well, presumably, but
yeah.
But
I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of a given.
Not good for
well,
people
the
that
snow
lock
piled up
themselves
to
in their
the roof of
apartments.
the car.
Somebody
would
brought
provide
snacks?
some kind of insulation.
here is something that I wish they had more details on. They said that deadly fumes from broken coupling between cars seeped into the train, and I'm wondering, what are these fumes they are referring to? Because 60 passengers got knocked out. 60 of them.
Is this like
a third, like from a gas or a something.
yeah,
It doesn't seem like
carbon
something that
monoxide
gonna
back
say-
from the air system?
maybe, but I'm like, I mean, it doesn't seem like anything that would be piped down the train or between cars, right?
sort
Although we
of-
could be thinking about it too technically. It could be just a pipe on the car that froze, and
Right, something else like that.
it doesn't have to be train line, whatever.
It said it was between cars and whatever, and who knows? This is a newspaper thing. So.
Interesting.
Passengers had to break into the compartments, drag the comatose victims out. They described them as comatose.
Yikes.
Everyone was revived. Some people had some bad effects from it,
Damage.
particularly nausea and all that sort of stuff. So SP had been working on getting a physician out there. They got him out there, and how did he get there? I
By
awarded
sled dog.
I was going to
by
say sled dog.
Leighton got points for this already, but we'll give the
Now it's
extra
the
points
time for the dog.
Now it's
So
the
it's
time
now
for points.
Wednesday.
It's not quite Wednesday yet.
Oh,
still.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Lawrence Nelson was dispatched from Truckee. Comes from Truckee of V&T fame by dog sled and a snow tractor through 25-foot drifts to get there.
That
He was welcomed by the ski instructor's medical person who had just total hands full, no equipment, anything.
Right.
And they did what they could. So it's now Wednesday, January 16th.
Okay.
Fourth day they'd been stuck. Snow has finally stopped. Sky's clear and sunny. How did they get rescued from the train now that the weather's finally stopped?
Sled dog.
No, that'd be funny.
From the highway.
From the highway. Points to Brett. But not entirely from the highway. Snowplow had cleared the highway up from Nyack Lodge to Yuba Gap. Nyack. Nyack. I don't know how else you pronounce that. The Knights who say Nyack. And so a convoy of passenger cars and trucks got stationed there. An SP special rescue train made it as far as Emigrant Gap, which is apparently further down the railroad, but
Okay.
whatever. Past the big sadness of the mountain, And so they took everyone off the train, put them in cars, moved them down,
Other train.
put them on the other train, then got them there.
Okay.
How far did the passengers have to go to get to the cars at the highway?
To
Price
go
is Right.
from the train to the road.
Yes.
Camera's too hot.
Automatically power off.
You're just a complainer, quitter, camera.
Is it still going?
I just turned it back on.
Allegedly.
going.
Batteries at
Allegedly.
10.
It is. How far do they have to go?
Half a mile.
Mile
100 yards.
Half a mile. Points to Goose.
in 25-foot drift.
And 25-foot drift, they had to go a
Jesus.
half a
Good
mile
Lord.
to get on the cars, get in,
If only
get
one
out.
of them thought to bring snowshoes to the winter photo charter.
I feel like he's calling us out a little bit.
You looked ridiculous.
He did look ridiculous. I feel like, was it the snowshoes that made him look ridiculous in the Buford T. Justice corduroy suit?
Yes.
Yeah, but I was the one helping people out of the snow, so.
Camera's dying.
That camera's not happy, so you're going to have to talk to this camera, which is hopefully still recording. Hello.
The GoPros are dying on us.
Are you still recording?
GoPros
Are you
are-
still recording?
Plus.
No, you're not. We are a GoPro down. We're down to a one GoPro show here.
The camera equipment has started rebelling.
It has said, "Hey, you're almost done with the season. You best finish up here." So we're gonna finish this thing up, as it were. So
Passengers have
they've walked the half mile. They did the thing. They got on the cars. They took down to. They were taken down 5 miles on the highway down to Nyack Lodge. They had to wait for the baggage and mail to be brought from the train as well, because that had to become there. And so after 81 hours of being stranded, they got on the relief train.
Still better than Amtrak.
Yep. Yeah, well, yeah.
The bar's low.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a bar?
So what were the big excitements when they got to a relief train?
Shower.
You're a little too modern there, bud.
Oh,
A hot meal.
Hot meal.
Yes.
that isn't soup.
Yeah, steaks and fried chicken were provided.
Oh, man.
Leighton said it first, so we'll give Leighton the point.
Talking pictures.
Yeah, not quite.
Dancing girls and bows, see?
1952. What else?
Stogies.
Elvis?
Smokes.
Smokes. Point to Brett. They weren't allowed to smoke
A train
on.
that can actually move.
Well, yes, but they weren't allowed to smoke on the stranded train because the ventilation was so bad.
How dare you say I can't smoke? It's those 60 people that is fixed. They don't know what they're talking about.
Precisely. And so finally, at 3:30 a.m. on Thursday, January 17th, the city of San Francisco arrives in Oakland.
It'll be a quick Oakland trip. It'll be fine. Just a couple hours from Reno to
4
Oakland.
days later.
It'll be fine.
Oopsie. So the end of this is, when did the train get rescued?
June?
February.
3 weeks later.
You guys are very, very, very dramatic about that.
Oh,
If you want to scale it down. 4 days later, okay?
A week.
A week?
2 days later.
2 days
I'm relying on Price is Right
So
rules here.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. By Price is Right, Leighton wins. Because it was Saturday that they got rescued, the train. And at that was that. They rescued the train, that was the thing. They spent 4 days in the snow, waiting it all out. And only one person died, and it was a Railroad employee who got hit by...
avalanched.
Which
An avalanche.
Who God said, you in particular.
Just you! Yeah.
you and only you.
Smite you with the might of the mountain.
Yeah, fair you, Maryland.
Of all the times he could have got
bumping the
out
mic.
of the rotary, was
That was the worst moment.
yeah.
That was the worst thing he could have done in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of amazing. Like, we think of the closeout of the first season with the Wellington disaster and almost 100 people being avalanched, and now it's just one guy, and it's like...
Yeah.
He was being smoked. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't probably do anything wrong. He was just looking out to go, okay, what's going on?
Right.
And lo, he disappeared.
And with that, everybody, that's the end of the season. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!